So, if you haven't already guessed from the title of this video, I have now finally had my baby. This video is just really just to tell you a little bit about my labour, my delivery, and for those of you who haven't seen already, get to meet little Aubree. I have posted a few pictures on social media, but I haven't actually posted like a proper picture of her. I wanted to keep her secret just for the purpose of this video, so you guys are the first people to actually see her properly. She was born on the 14th of the 1st, so on Sunday she was born. She weighed healthy 7 pounds 1, and I went into labour at 3 AM in the morning, so I'd only had about 1 hour's sleep, and I woke up with quite bad period pains. Didn't really think much of it. Didn't really think I was having contractions either. And I actually managed to go back to sleep for an hour. Stop doing that. Cat loves that balloon. At 4 AM I woke up again, except this time the contractions were a bit worse. So I started timing them on my phone, and I couldn't get a pattern. Like, I could have sworn that they was lasting about 3 minutes, and then I was getting like a minute break, and then I was having one for like 40 seconds. So I couldn't really time it, so I just thought maybe I had a little bit of a stomach ache. And then I went to the toilet and I had a bloody show, and I sent a picture to my mum, and she basically just replied to me, "It's happening." So I was like, at this point I was like completely crapping myself. I was like, oh god, like I didn't think that day would be the day. So I called up the hospital, and they said, you know, you having regular contractions? I was like, no, they're really irregular. And she says, I said, but it's really quite painful. On the phone, I was actually having one at the time. And the woman on the phone, she was taking my details, and she didn't understand what I was saying, because obviously I was like dying. And she was like, I was just like heavy breathing down the phone, and she was like, are you in a bit of pain? Well, no, not really. You know, I'm just ringing you to let you know I'm in labour, but it's not painful, don't worry about it. But yeah, so they told me to call back in about an hour and see how things go, and suggested that I had a bath. And I thought, great, because I needed to wash my hair anyway. So I told the midwife that I wouldn't go to the hospital until I'd washed my hair. So I was in the bath having contractions. At this point they was quite regular. And I was washing my hair under the shower whilst having a bath and having contractions. So between contractions I was like shampooing my hair and things like that. And then my mum came down, and she was here with me. And the hospital, I called the hospital back after about an hour, and I was like, yeah, I think it's, you know, I'm getting regular contractions. And they said come up about, I think they said come up about 7:45 or something at this point. So I managed to stay at home as long as I could. And it was about 8:30, 9 o'clock I decided to go to the hospital. I was just lying on my sofa contracting. Obviously I had no pain relief or anything. And to be honest, it wasn't that bad. I'm gonna say it wasn't too bad. The bath really helped. So anyway, I got to the hospital, and they saw me up in the maternity triage, and then they did like an examination to check how many centimetres dilated I was, and if I was like actually in labour. So at 9:45, they did a what's it called? A check thing. And I was 7 centimetres already. So I'd managed to labour up to 7 centimetres on myself at home with no pain relief. So they got me over to delivery straight away. And after a while it was getting a little bit intense, and so they gave me a little bit of gas and air. And they also offered me a water bath, which I was so happy about. She's waking up. So I was really happy about that. So I was in the pool for like practically all day. So this was around, I got in the pool around 10:30ish in the morning, and I was in there all day and only had gas and air. But at this point my water still hadn't gone, so every time she got me to stand up, I had the intense amount of pressure. Like, the contractions weren't exactly painful on the little machine, because I had to be monitored throughout the whole thing because I was high risk birth. On the machine, the contraction number was going up to like over 100, and the midwife was like, "Can you feel that?" I was like, "No." So I couldn't really feel all of my contractions. Okay, so yeah, not feeling my contractions was very, very short-lived. After not long, I started feeling it in my back really quite badly. Every contraction was unbearable. I was using the gas and air like somebody was going to take it away from me. You know, I wouldn't let anyone take it off me. The lovely midwife actually offered me a tip top, one of them ice pop things. So I was in the middle of like contracting, I was like, tip top, gas and air, tip top, gas and air. It was actually quite nice because it cooled me down, because the pool gets quite warm. I mean, my body temperature it went up too high, so they actually had to take me out for a whole hour, and I was like in absolute agony because the pool was really helping. I 100% recommend water births to anyone that can have them. So anyway, at 4:50, the midwife was saying she wanted to get me out of the pool and check my cervix and pop my waters if she could. And just as I was about to get out, I just felt this massive pop in the water, and I said to the midwife, I said, "I think my waters have just gone." She's like, she was looking in the pool for some reason, and she went, "No, I don't think they have." And I was like, "I generally think my waters have just gone." It was like such a weird sensation. It was just a weird pop. But anyway, so she got me out of the pool and did another cervix examination to see how far dilated I was. And I was 10 centimetres. At that point I was like crapping myself because it was time. So she put me back in the pool and she started to talk me through pushing. And every contraction I was having, it was unbearable. Like, I couldn't not push. Like, I just had this urge to push. But I was having that urge just before my waters broke, and I wanted to push, but she was telling me no. I wanted to push, and she was just like, breathe through it, breathe through it. And at this point I did kind of want to punch her in the face. Obviously I didn't. I was really apologetic through labour. If I swore, I was just like, sorry. So I was really quite apologetic and polite. Obviously I didn't actually punch her in the face. So anyway, I started pushing at 4:50, and she told me that I've got an hour, because they don't like you pushing over an hour. So she says, "I've got an hour to get the baby out." So 5:50 come, the baby was showing no signs of coming out. I was pushing really, really hard, and because it had been a really long day and I hadn't had no sleep, I started to get a bit tired. So they took me out of the pool and they started to talk about a little bit of medical intervention. So they put me in a normal delivery room about 6 o'clock PM, and the doctor came in and spoke to me. I was asking for more pain relief because, like I said, at this point the pain was so bad. I was just like, she's not coming, give me a C-section, I want an epidural, I want everything, just get this baby out of me, basically. And then the doctor started to panic me, and he was like, baby's getting distressed, we need to get this baby out now. So I was obviously a bit panicky. My mum was with me, she was a bit panicky as well, because her heartbeat was dropping. So they used like a little cup, and they found out that she was back to back. So that's the reason why I was in so much pain, and she got stuck. So they had to put a little cup on her head and like pull her out. And the doctor gave me a little cut down below. He didn't even tell me. I just saw him with the scissors just snip. But I couldn't really feel that, to be honest. The pain was just unbearable. So as I was pushing, he was pulling, and at 6:45 she came, and they took, obviously I pushed her out and they put her straight onto me, and I was crying, and I looked over at my mum and she was crying, and I turned around to my mum. First thing I said was, "Do you like her?" My mum was just crying her eyes out. She's like, "Of course I do." I think that was the gas and air talking. But yeah, it was like so emotional. I mean, by the time got to the end part, I was so tired. I just could not push at all. But I found, as soon as they told me that her heartbeat was dropping, I just found this energy from somewhere. I guess it's just natural instinct. I found some energy from somewhere, and I pushed like I'd never pushed before. And she came out. So yeah, she was born on the 14th of the 1st, 2018 at 6:45, weighing £7 1 ounce.